Hello and welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gaffield Cemetery just outside of Granville, Ohio. Now this is a cemetery that was established in 1821, and despite living here my whole life, or at least living near here, I guess you could say, I have never heard of this cemetery until just now when I was driving down a back road and found it. Now, you can see we are in a pretty rural area right now. And this cemetery was established a long time ago, originally a Welsh cemetery. And the plaque we're looking at is actually from 1995. Now, from what I could find online, there are a little less than 200 graves here. But most of them are either unable to be read or falling apart. Like this first grave you're going to see right here as we come up to it. So that's actually not too bad on the reading department, at least the name, which appears to be Margaret. But as you can see, it has fallen off. Now, the cemetery is now taken care of by the township. And it is still winter here, but the fact that, the place isn't completely overgrown shows that they probably do at least basic mowing maintenance during, the spring and summer months. But a lot of these graves are in just such bad condition and will probably never be restored unless family members get involved. And so you can see we have two graves right here. One is actually broken and resting on the other one. Now, this one actually did split in half at one point, but someone did repair it. Now, there are tons of other little stones around here. So we can see some actual graves are here underneath this pine tree. You can see a pile of them there. In all honesty, these graves were probably here before this pine tree. So, the pine tree growing is probably part of the issue. And then, there's some more stones back here. There was some deer poop on the ground. Now, here's actually one of the better graves I've seen. And it is from 1850. And it still looks pretty amazing. You got some stuff up here. That makes you know that it's older. But if they were to wipe off the top of that grave, I would not think that it was, 175 years old now? Or at least close to it. So we're just going to keep walking around the cemetery. I'm going to try to show you guys some interesting spots. And show you what graves that I can. But, like I said, a lot of these graves are broken. I don't really want to move someone's grave, but you can see that one had some pretty nice details on it. Another broken headstone. And so now we're going to go over here. You can see this place goes all the way back there. But there's certain areas where there either is no one buried, or at least the graves are not visible anymore. So, you can see here, a lot more graves on this side towards the road. And, we got some veterans here, the War of 1812. Looks like the flag went ahead and flew out, so let's go ahead and put that back up. And then got some more. Now this one's in pretty bad shape right here. Honestly, this looks like multiple graves that have fallen apart and just kind of been pushed together as one. Which is really sad to see. And over here, it looks like we have another flag that went ahead and left its post. It has been incredibly windy in Ohio recently, so that is probably why. Let's go ahead and try to get that back on there. So this just says U.S. veteran, but not what war or wars they served in. And let me see. Oh, so this is actually the rock for the cemetery. This is Gaffield Cemetery, which I guess is kind of good because given that this is kind of a sloping area, you wouldn't want to have someone buried too near to it, given erosion and stuff over time. So we got this grave from the 1870s that I would say is still in pretty good condition. Let's see when this one's from. So again, around the 1850s, but really you could tell me that this grave was just recently put up, and I believe you. And honestly, who knows? It could be more recently put up by the family members of these people. Again, we got some more graves that you can't really read. This one actually says Anna, wife of someone, it looks like Sherman. Looks like 1835. See, here's an 1866 grave that's fallen apart. See over there in the woods, there's more graves that have fallen apart. It really is tragic that this whole cemetery is just kind of falling apart, and I'm sure people have family members buried here and they don't even know it. Like, you can see right in there, there's a tombstone that is covered in moss. And I honestly think this might be a tombstone of some sort. I mean, maybe. I can't tell, but it looks pretty unnaturally flat. So let's see. This looks like an 1864 grave here. 1874 grave right here for Esther. Her grave does look like it's about to fall over at any point in time. Oh. So they had a daughter that they also named Esther. And she died in 1859 at 20 years old. Oh, and she was born in Wales. So this is a Welsh cemetery. And she was actually born in Wales. So I'm guessing that all of these are probably the Evans family. And since she was born in Wales, I'm going to assume that they all were. Now, also around this tree, there's tons and tons of just old tombstones that they probably don't know where they go. So they went ahead and stacked them up here. Now, this is the oldest one we've seen so far, and it's in good condition. His name was Joseph, died in 1822. He was only 8 years and 11 months old. That is tragic. There is a 1776 thing on his grave, which, I mean, unless this is like a... Okay, so looks like this is probably a grave for all of the family, and that's why that would be there. Again, we just have graves falling apart back here. I'm really sorry, this video is going on for quite a while, but I really want to document this place just because even living near it my whole life, I had never heard of it until I went down, a backcountry road, just deciding to take a different route one day. So these are beautiful. So we got 1861 or 1864 it looks like, and 1873. So you got John Lewis over here, who was 78 years, 7 months old. And then you have Sarah, who was his wife. And that looks like 75 years old, yeah. Which is good, because I accidentally misread that as 25 years old at first. We have the grave of the Spellmans over here. William Wells' grave, which has fallen over. Some more Spellman graves. Well, that's actually interesting. So, this one, it looks like Almond Spellman. He was born May 27th, 1817. But there doesn't appear to be a death date for him on here. So there is wife of, could have been his wife of A. Spellman, died 1894. But he is not on there, so that's kind of interesting to me. Maybe he did not get buried here. Again, we got some more graves right here. A lot of broken ones right over here. And then this area right here where a tree used to be, you can see there's lots of graves that are stacked around it or that it grew around, as it looks like with this one right here. And then I think we're heading into the last little area here. So, got some more 1850s. Let's see. This looks like 1854. Oh wow, and look at this monument that fell down. It was actually supposed to be on top of that one. As you can tell, would have been this. Then I imagine that would have gone on the top. We'll just take a look at this from this side. Another grave here with the top falling off. Another one here with the top falling off. Some smaller ones with just the initials. Then we have some here that are pretty much impossible to read. That one I can make out the name Evans, which we saw some of them way over there. And I believe this is the last grave we're going to look at today. Looks like died 1845, if I'm reading that right. Looks like 45 years old. So that is all I really wanted to show you guys today. This is the Gaffield Cemetery outside of Granville, Ohio. I believe this is technically Alexandria Township. It's a nice little cemetery that started in the early 1800s. And honestly, I don't think we saw any graves from the 1900s. So it seems like it was pretty contained into that time, filled with Welsh settlers and Welsh family members. And it just seems like it's been forgotten about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you stick around to the end, thank you so much. If you want to see more videos I do, whether it's exploring historical places, forgotten cemeteries just like this, or exploring abandoned places you can go ahead and subscribe and give a thumbs up because it really helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys next time with a brand new video.